Hello. You've caught me accidentally falling into the North Sea.
It's to be expected in Still Wakes the Deep, a frankly terrible advert for working on a 1970s oil rig. The rooms are leaking, there's little to no privacy, I'm served beans and ambiguous meat product for breakfast. And now management is insisting on drilling into whatever the hell that thing is.
You try and do an honest day's work and this is what you get. You know what? Sometimes I think the bad guys actually have the right idea.
Take the Umbrella Corporation, the pharmaceutical giant so called because they accidentally made some giants using pharmaceuticals, have everything I seek in an employer. They don't get bogged down in health and safety red tape, and they favour work from home, as long as you don't mind having a lab installed beneath your house.
Also, the dress code is pretty damn cool. I mean, you may not want to say it out loud, but when it comes to jobs, the bad guys often come out on top. Here then are 7 definitely evil corporations that we'd secretly really like to work for.
Let's kick off with the daddy of all evil corporations, the Shinra Electric Power Company. Actually, better not mention daddies around this lot, given that the current president's dad ended up nailed to his own desk. What can I say? If you live by the 10-foot sword, expect to die by the 10-foot sword. The Shinras have dedicated their careers to slurping the planet harder than a McDonald's milkshake. They turned what was basically the Jurassic Coast into a massive cannon and hired a sketchy boffin to conduct don't ask, don't tell science experiments.
I'm just looking at Professor Hojo's Google Calendar now and I can see he's got all of floor 67 and 68 booked out for cellular injection fun times.
But take the elevator down from floor 67 and you reach the reason I'd still join Shinra. Hands down, one of the sleekest workspaces I've ever seen. Cue the touring music. We start in the lobby of Shinra HQ, which is just one jazz soundtrack short of being a Gran Turismo showroom. Very snazzy. Heading up to the 59th floor, we're greeted by a gorgeous view of the city.
Ooh, Sector 7 isn't looking too hot.
Next, the gym, cutting-edge equipment, and not a horrible pull-up minigame in sight. Finally, the cafeteria, because Shinra only want us putting the best stuff in our bodies. And maybe the occasional cell from a super soldier, but we don't talk about that. Whether it's the original Shinra HQ or the remake, this is opulence personified. Compare where they eat their lunch to where Rosie eats her lunch, and you'll soon get over any moral qualms.
Also, where would you rather work? A company that's got a theme tune like this? Or a non-evil shop with a soundtrack like this?
Another plus point for Shinra is that they never actually destroy the planet, which is more than can be said for Faro Automated Solutions from the Horizon games. Its owner, Ted Faro, is pretty handy with the old robots, but not as good at getting the old robots to stop consuming every ounce of biomass on Earth. So began the Faro Plague.
Yeah, you probably know you've biffed it when your Wikipedia entry has a plague section.
Yes, Faro Automated Solutions kill every living creature on Earth and force a full reset on humanity, but they also created the Focus, the greatest smart device ever devised, and one that would make my life immeasurably better. I'd clean up in pub quizzes, if pubs hadn't been vaporised, and I'd use X-ray functionality to never lose my car keys ever again.
Also, I'd be able to scan my enemies and learn their weaknesses. Oh. Poisoned honey, is it?
I'd also make the case that it's better to be on the inside of the corporation bringing about the apocalypse than standing outside, wondering, oh my god, where did all this apocalypse come from? After all, you've got a better chance of getting on the Ark by being best mates with Noah. And have you seen Ted Faro's extinction-proof bunker? I'd quite fancy locking myself in an Egyptian tomb adorned with giant statues of me and pumping myself full of immortality drugs. I might finally get through some of those Final Fantasy XIV expansions.
Of course, the real reason for access to join Faro is how funny it would be watching Rosie break the news of the apocalypse as a hologram.
Hi everyone! If you're watching this, then that means that all humanity is dead. Oh, sorry about that.
Spare a thought for the science graduates of the Half-Life universe. You can either get a job at Black Mesa, where office induction ends with our hole ripped in reality, or there's Aperture Science, where your line manager might be a potato.
And I have worked for a few of those before.
I've never been handy with a crowbar, so would lean towards Aperture Science for entry number 3. I'm drawn to companies who think outside the box. Who think outside the companion cube. And yes, the risks are obvious. You'll end up working under GLaDOS in a series of increasingly dangerous experiments. Gun turrets are definitely an HR issue, and you could never trust company memos about free snacks in the social area.
Mary from accounts has brought in some flapjacks. I promise they will not kill you.
I mean, I do like flapjacks.
On the flip side, think how many office irritations could be removed with their range of products. You see an Aperture Science handheld portal device, quantum tunnelling through matter in the name of research. I see a way of never having to leave my desk for a Dr. Pepper ever again. You see repulsion gel coating the walls and sending objects ricocheting for miles. I see a way of landing the sickest bin shots ever witnessed by human eyes. And where you see propulsion gel eliminating friction to increase velocity in crucial tests,
I see a pest removal system. My CV's in the post.
Number 4, LifeInvader from Grand Theft Auto 5. They're a social networking startup that Michael is sent to infiltrate and sabotage by a rival programmer.
You might even question if LifeInvader qualifies as an evil corporation.
Everything's relative in Los Santos. Sure, these dweeby tech bros aren't out there murdering innocents and mowing down people in their cars. Michael does 10 times more damage driving to get a sandwich. But Michael also doesn't behave like this.
Looking at you two, I think it's safe to say this nation is...
Yeah, this is much worse than murder.
But these two idiots aside, there's a lot to like at LifeInvader. Free arcade machines for showing off my elite skills, enviable beanbags, a pizza-friendly work environment, a yoga zone, and a sweat lodge so I can get bendy and moist. 2 of my favourite adjectives. There's an Imagineering room. Can't even imagine what goes on in there, which is probably why I need one. And there's lots of smug wool art to provide trendy selfie backgrounds for my kick-ass profile pics on LinkedIn.
Hashtag management. Hashtag refurb. Hashtag blessed.
Oh, and thanks to a tiny bomb planted by Michael, there's going to be a reshuffle of the organisational chart.
Hello?
Oh!
Get security!
Hashtag promotion.
I also plan to pop my CV through the letterbox of the facility seen at the end of Inside, or I would if I could work out where they worked or what they were even called. I think it's safe to assume that they are an evil corporation. You know, the writhing meat monster in a tank doesn't scream legit business operation.
I mean, if the meat monster screams anything, it's please kill me with fire.
So why join such a patently cursed outfit? For starters, have you seen the rest of Inside? Everything is terrible. People are getting mauled by dogs, trampled to death by pigs. There are mermaids, but not nice mermaids like in Disney. You do not want these horrors to be part of your world. It's a safer bet to join the scientists. You get to drive golf buggies around the office, and their work with mind control means delegating boring tasks to flesh drones. I bet a swarm of these lads could cook up a Friday list feature script in no time.
But the main appeal of joining the facility would be just finding out what the hell it all means.
Why are people getting mauled by dogs? Why are pigs trampling me to death? Why are these mermaids not nice Disney mermaids? The irony of the game being called Inside when you are a perpetually baffled outsider is not lost on me. So yeah, enroll me up. Have me sign any NDA you've got and tell me what it's all about.
And looks like the meat drones have finished their first script. What have we got? 7 reasons we must become one with the meat mass. All hail the meat mass. Long live the meat mass. I actually don't hate it as a title.
Confession time. I've never seen the appeal of the assassins in Assassin's Creed. All that huffing and puffing over rooftops and hiding in smelly piles of agricultural matter, not to mention hacking off your ring finger with a spring-loaded blade.
If I came home without my wedding ring and smelling of cow pats, my wife would be livid.
No such drama with the Templars. Yes, they want to steer us with mystic mind control devices, boo, hiss, etc. But come on, we're gamers. Our hobby is primarily doing exactly what we're told for hundreds of hours. It's a point Assassin's Creed 4 satirically makes when Abstergo, the corporate face of the Templars, gets into the video game business. The joke's on them, this is my dream job. Massive TV, comfy gaming chair, private merch shelf.
I mean, I guess it's not that much different to this job, only we're not secretly brainwashing you. Don't zoom in, we're not.
Of course, the main appeal is the animus. Who wouldn't want to jack into the genetic memories of their ancestors to truly discover who their people are and where they came from?
I can only imagine what waits in store for me. Dove posso comprare un Dr. Pepper?
The final evil corporation we'd secretly like to work for, we actually did work for, and not so secretly. The Arasaka Corporation from Cyberpunk 2077.
It's one of 3 life paths offered at the outset, and come on, there's no competition.
You can start life with a broken nose in a scuzzy bar as a street kid, spend all day washing desert dust out of your crannies as a nomad, or jump straight to the top of the food chain as an Arasaka Corpo.
Jackie, if you work in Arasaka counter intel, you're always f***ed.
Yes, you're instantly betrayed and stripped of your company perks, but 30 minutes is enough time to give you a taste of the high life. And I mean literally high life. The main benefit of being super rich in Night City is getting access to its gleaming spires and looking down on the serfs below, ideally with a glass of something bubbly in your hand.
I'm treating myself to a 2004 Chateauneuf du Pepper. It's very good.
I appreciate there are risks involved. The Arasaka family who run the company are so unhinged they make the Lannisters look like the Flanders, and the higher you climb at work, the higher the chance you get assassinated by a middle management rival or hurled off one of those skyscrapers you've been idolising all this time.
And I hear you, I do, but I've got the ultimate counter to all of that.
Working for Arasaka means easy access to Konpeki Plaza Hotel, where you can become best friends with Hideo Kojima.
Hey.
僕の作品知ってるの?
Worth it.
So, while me and Kodge are going to hang out here and laugh at all my cool Metal Gear anecdotes, I invite the rest of you to join the best evil corporation around. It's called Rob Inc., and your only job is to write lovely remarks in the comments below. Like the video and double check that you are subscribed and have video notifications on. Do all that and maybe there'll be a promotion on the cards. Find out next Friday at 4 PM. I'll see you then.